All right, I think we already got our bird buddy. Let's get this and this. Get our big giant killer blade out there. Get our the flask of Jesus. That's what I like to call that. The old flask of Jesus. Some magic going. Bow! All in there. That's how you do it. Mo. Booyaka. That's about 6 more of those guys down. Here we go. Boom. Good day, sir. You start doing cartwheels, dog. It's not time for that. Not time for the cartwheels, baby. Oh man, I wasted that. That's my bad. Come on, dude. You gotta be better than this. You have to be better than that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of Game Therapy. I am still slightly under the weather, so I will remain off camera until that's done. How's everybody's Sunday going? This is an impromptu stream. Me to just say hello, hang out with you guys. There's been some interesting conversation going on in the comment section of last night's stream about my Melania comments, which, by the way, that title was intended to be somewhat tongue-in-cheek. I'm not actually accusing FromSoftware of breaking, quote-unquote, Melania on purpose. I think they did make her, I want to be careful with my words. They made her more capable in combat, I think, than she was before. And I guess what I was hearing was from the internet, people were saying that, oh, it was because of the patch this happened. Hopefully they'll hotfix that. And I'm like, are you sure they didn't do that on purpose in the patch? Because that sounds like something FromSoftware would do. And then I went on to say how I have said since 2013, I think is when 12 or 13 is when I first tasted, I think, a Dark Souls game. The timing may be off. But I remember with all of the talk on the internet and everyone talking about getting good and everyone talked about how hard these games were. I just remember playing them and thinking, I don't think hard is what I would call this. You know? And so that's really kind of the foundation of the conversation, or the idea are FromSoftware games hard? Right? Because everyone says you need to get good because they're hard. And my argument is, it really depends, and I'm being semantic, and we're playing semantics for the sake of having an interesting conversation. Let me, for the record, say I love what FromSoftware is up to, even though a lot of their games I don't particularly enjoy. I do like them. I do like how they design their games. I love Elden Ring, despite some of the parts I really don't like a lot. We'll talk about that. But so it's not coming from a place of someone who's trying to hate on FromSoftware games or its community. I think both are fantastic, and I'm not saying that to be cliche. I mean it. I've met a lot of people just in the couple of weeks we've been uploading these videos who've come and talked to me about the game, and I'm like, these are the people on social media you want to talk to. Like the Elden Ring fans, the Stalker fans. I had a great time with that crowd. Like, there are certain games that have fan bases that are really, really effing cool. Elden Ring is one of those. Like, nobody, even the people who disagree with me, have mostly been respectful in the comments. And I think if they hung around, they'd realize they don't actually disagree with me. They're probably just taking a little bit of what I'm saying out of context or misunderstanding what I'm trying to say because I'm not communicating it effectively. All right, so let's say I love FromSoftware. I love Elden Ring. I don't love all the FromSoftware games, but I do respect them, and I would call them all good games. So back to the kind of the crux here, this notion that FromSoftware games are hard, I kind of push back against that. And so if you look at the title of today's video, what I go on to say is, well, bench pressing 405 pounds is hard, right? Elden Ring and FromSoftware games are complex, and there is a difference. And I've observed and worked with and helped a lot of people on this planet and a lot of businesses for a lot of years, and I will tell you, most humans prefer things that are super complex and easy. And they call that hard. They think they're overcoming hardship because they're overcoming tedium. Right? Most humans will prefer something that is wildly complex and easy to something that is just simple and effing hard. War is hard, but a lot of it is not complex. It's, if the bullet hits him and not me, I win. That is the long and short of war. Right? And so this notion that FromSoftware games are hard, I'm like, yeah, but if you're going to call them hard, that difficulty you're talking about is manufactured. it's hard in the same way military training is hard, right? So if you've ever been in the army and you've gone out to train for a combat exercise, so if you're training for combat, basically what they're going to do to you, you're going to be playing against other people who are American soldiers, but they're pretending to be the enemy, right? Football does this too, where you use teammates to play the other team. But the difference is when you train in the army, everything that you're going to encounter is 10 to 100 times harder than it's going to be in real fighting. And they do that to you so that when you get into a real fight, you are effing prepared. So basically, here's the bottom line. When you go out to do a combat operation in training, your enemy, quote unquote, basically your friends who are playing the enemy, they know everything you're going to do. They know where you're coming, when you're coming, what you want to do, and all the places you're going to set up. So knowing that, they F with you the entire time. They harass you. They throw, like we got chemical attacks one time, and I got killed in a combat training exercise, where they threw chemicals on us. And in this case, it was tear gas, not like the kind of gas that kills you. But I got incapacitated because I had not properly serviced my gas mask, and it did not function. I was in a gas mask, breathing gas into my face. So that was a fun day. But the bottom line is they beat you and beat you and beat you. But the only reason it's hard is because you don't know what they're going to do, and they know everything you're going to do. And so the solution is, in FromSoftware games, it's everything that you're going to fight up to a point is just better than you are. It's stronger, it's bigger, it has better weapons, it can hit you from further away, and it's usually faster than you. That's manufactured difficulty, right? And so on top of that, on top of everything is better than you, it also knows all the moves you're going to do, and you know none of the moves your enemy is going to do until you fight it. That is the absolute opposite of how actual fighters train to fight, which is one of my fundamental frustrations with this game. Is it trains you through playing it. It's like, no, give the player intelligence so they can use it, and it does. This actually, the Elden Ring does actually give you intel and certain things that help you beat enemies. But okay, back to the point. This idea that it's hard, it's really not hard. What makes these fights hard is the enemy knows everything you're going to do, and it's better equipped than you are. So the solution is there's usually 1 to 4 different kind of things you can do to get around the fact that this enemy is better than you. And you learn those dance steps by solving the puzzle so you solve the puzzle of learning those dance steps by getting your ass beat, right? So it's only difficult because the game doesn't tell you what to do. And I don't like that. Like, that's always been kind of my fundamental disconnect with FromSoftware. Like, I'd rather be challenged to do it than not know what to do. Like, that's the Zelda shit that I can't stand. Like, tell me what to do and just challenge me to do it. Don't make the game me figuring out what to do. That's tedious to me. And so, like, I was fighting a Tree Crucible Knight off screen here. And he had, I think, 4 different sets of moves that he could pull off, and I was learning them. It's kind of hard to talk and concentrate in this game at the same time. But what I realized was there's this complex set of button inputs that I can do to dodge at the right exact time when he does his swooping move when he flies up in the air, to get distance from him when he tries to impale me. Like, there's a ballet to it. And the point of the game is learning that ballet. But nothing about that ballet is hard. It's just complex, right? It's, okay, I have to dodge at a pixel perfect moment right now, boom. And then I have to, with my left hand, I have to move while using my right hand to sprint, because the stupid people who made this game didn't make sprint L3, right? Like, so you're doing these highly complex buttons. Like, I have literally lost fights in this game because I couldn't get to the item I was trying to use to kill a person because of all this shit that you're doing trying to get around, right? So there's a ton of complexity that people I think are calling hard, but I'm like, no, it's just complicated. Sit your ass down on a bench press and try to bench press 405 pounds. Ain't shit complicated about it. Either your ass can push it or you can't. And the system, the process for learning how to bench press 405 pounds is not a fucking puzzle. It's not a series of intricate, button mash combinations to try to win a fight. It's sit your ass down on this bench and you push heavy shit until you can push heavier shit. That's simple and hard. FromSoftware games are complex. To me, they're not hard. They're just, How willing are you to do rote memorization like you're still in elementary school by doing things over and over again? And how much joy do you get out of that tedium? Like, what people are calling hard to me is really just how well do you deal with tedious shit and doing it over and over and over again. And that's what I guess some people are calling difficulty. And that's kind of what I was getting at. So I'm not in no way, because I think some people were taking, I was talking to some people in the comments, they were like, well, you're saying that the game's too easy and then you're complaining that it's hard. I'm like, no, no, no. Because they were talking about the Melania fight. I was like, no, I don't think it's hard. I don't think Melania is inherently difficult. Because I just showed you, I didn't show because I didn't record it, but in her first form, you can actually, if you use a Spirit Ash, and your Spirit Ash actually participates, something that doesn't happen often in fights. Spirit Ashes usually suck because the nerds who love this game complained, and that's fine. That's what the nerds who love this game want. Give them what they want, right? Keep your business running, even if you got to make your game suck more for people who actually like fun. But it's she's not inherently difficult. She's behind a leveling paywall or a tedious fucking do this fight 6 times until you learn all her stupid ass moves that I don't want to learn. You know what I mean? Like, so it's how willing are you to obey the rules of the fucking game over and over again until you learn how to obey them perfectly with pixel perfect timed button mashes. There's nothing hard about that. That's complex. That's making a person manage 17 different variables. And you could say there's some inherent difficulty in that. I'd agree. It's not no difficulty. It's just don't tell me this game is, because like when people told me about Melania, like, B, you're gonna hate this game. I was like, no, I kind of love this game. Melania, I was like, she's actually not that hard. She's cheap as shit. But like in the times where I've beaten her, it's like, well, that wasn't really hard at all. Like there wasn't anything to that other than keep distance from her, let Spirit Ash distract her, use move that staggers her, back up. Next. And you just rinse and repeat that till you beat her. And in some fights, and this is why I argued that FromSoftware is controlling the levers, because sometimes when I do that, I beat her in 30 seconds. Sometimes when I do it, I lose. Sometimes when I do it, it takes 7 minutes. So what that tells me after several fights is the programming is randomized. By the way, in the 30-second fight, the 7-minute fight, and in the loss, I did nothing different. So I controlled in the experiment. The control in the experiment was I never changed my behaviors. And I got those varying results every time. So there's a standard deviation with every fight, right? So that leads me to believe, okay, the game is just going to make you lose this. So my whole argument was Melania isn't hard. She's just exactly what I've accused FromSoftware of doing for years, which is making highly obtuse boss fights that are hidden behind leveling paywalls and tedious fucking puzzle solving. That's it. That's not hard. It's how willing are you to keep walking into her lair until you learn when to press B when she does her little spin around shit. That is the difficulty of the fight. You know, and I think what gets me with these games and why I always try to, you know, take my thoughts with a grain of salt is one of the things I respect FromSoftware for is that in this experience, you don't get a lot of big wins. Like Elden Ring is about incremental progress. And what I respect about that and why I say my kids are going to play this game is that's a life lesson. Like Warren Buffett once said, in life, you know, rarely do you blaze ahead. You know, you get ahead bit by bit. Sometimes you get big wins, but that's so extremely rare that in life you win something extremely huge. Usually just get incremental wins that stack up to you're successful and, you know, you're a billionaire and you have a pretty wife and all that stuff. And I get that. That's what I respect about the game, but I'm a different person. And I realize we're living in a generation of people who didn't do the shit that, in some cases, that my generation was up to. And I'm not talking about millennials and all that shit. I mean, just the people who are on Earth right now. Like the people who are going through their 20s right now, you are having a vastly different experience than I had in my 20s. Right? So I think a lot of the experiences I was able to get out of the real world, you guys are now getting out of video games. I can't prove that. That's just observations of the world. That I think there are men and women who are getting their eustress challenges from video games. And I only know that from, you know, I've talked to millions of humans all over the world in what I do. And I've even had friends tell me, yeah, I want my video games to have a challenge. I actually had a friend tell me, I want my video games to have a challenge because honestly, in my real life, in my job, and in my career, I don't really have a lot of challenges. It's My job's pretty easy. I show up and do my thing. Outside of emotional bullshit that sometimes happens in an office environment, he doesn't really get a lot of challenges that challenge him as a man. And so his video games were a place where he was getting that. And that was the first time I'd ever heard a man say that. I was like, really? Because in my life, it was like, damn, I fought a war. I got married really early, so I had to grow up as a human. You know, I started having kids young. I started experiencing hard shit early. So I didn't, like, during the early stint of my adulthood, I didn't even play video games. And I'm trying to be empathetic and respectful too. There's probably people who that Melania fight, that going through the tedium is for them me bench pressing 405 pounds. That's their version of it. I'm like, all right, I'll buy that. But, you know, like, because, like, for example, right now I'm working with, he's actually here. I'm working with a gentleman, I won't say much about it, who's building an energy company that's going to fundamentally change a lot of good stuff on the planet. All right? That shit's hard, man. Like, you want to sit in some of the meetings we've been in? You want to hear some of the shit I've heard sitting in investor meetings? You don't. Believe me. You don't want to know some of the shit that's real on this planet. All right? This shit is hard. Right? I had a whole family get COVID. Not me. But I had a whole family get COVID. When you have kids and they get sick and you can't do anything for them, that shit's hard. Right? So in life, I'm experiencing things that I would consider challenging. When I come to video games, I want to escape that bullshit. I don't want a fight where I have to sit through a fucking calculus class to learn her goddamn moves to finish her. Because to me, that's not hard. I would rather go to the gym and do real hard shit that actually adds muscles to my body and longevity to my heartbeats. Why would I spend that fucking time in a video game? It makes no sense to me. But I'm respecting, well, I think the people who are on Earth now, in a lot of ways, maybe, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, are these video games where you're getting the challenges because a lot of those life challenges have been removed? I mean, not that you guys aren't having, but like, for example, most of you aren't starting families in your 20s anymore. That was true when I was coming up. I was the last generation of people who were getting married and having kids in their 20s. Now that's kind of not a thing. You know, so you were getting to life experiences in y'all's 30s and 40s that I was having at fucking 24. Right, and that was a lot of my disconnect with the internet was I didn't like I have experienced a lot of life that people, some of these people on the internet in their 60s still haven't done. So it was like I was struggling to relate to people. You know, I think I struggle to relate to video game players too, because what I'm coming to these experiences for, I think, is quite a bit different. Like, power fantasies mean something to me because it's allowing me to be powerful in a way that oftentimes the world does not. And FromSoftware does allow that, but the time, like, I think if I could change one thing about FromSoftware games, I wouldn't change. And oh, the other thing too about the difficulty. Part of what makes this game difficult is the controls. Now, I've said this, I'll say it on the record. I have accused older FromSoftware games of, why are you making me play a combat game where the person in this game has the agility of fucking Andre the Giant? Like, this is stupid. This guy's gonna die within minutes. He's never gonna get through this. I don't love the controls and I don't love the combat. It's too rigid. Like, if I could change two things about this game, it's the combat would be much more fluid, not this fucking complex button mashy, timed button mash dodges shit that this audience loves. And I would change the leveling system to just not take as long. Because a guy like me, like, I realize that the way I play these games, I have to level up. Because I'm not the guy who's gonna do these things 40 times to learn the fucking moves. Because I don't give a fuck. I want to have fun and get the fuck out of here. I'm not gonna leave here I'm not any cooler on the internet. I'm not gonna get any more laid because I beat Moog the Blood Boss. I don't give a shit. Right? So if I could level up faster and just deal with it, because for me in video games, I value speed and freedom. This game values neither of those things. In fact, they hate speed, and this game eschews freedom to force the player down to very kind of rote specific rule sets that you have to use to beat people in fights. So that's kind of what I was getting at. It's no way an indictment against FromSoftware or the game. It's just my kind of personal take on. And by the way, when I was saying they broke Melania, that was being tongue-in-cheek. I don't think Melania is inherently broken. I think they purposefully made her more capable. That's why I say I'm not saying she's any harder. They just gave her more health and made your people stupider. It's like, so the game's harder because you made me suck more. Okay, that's one way to do it, you lazy ass designers. You know, and that's just kind of the way I see it. I'm not saying I'm right, but that's the way I look at that type of game design. Like, so it's harder because now she has 20,000 health instead of 15. Okay. And that's the other thing too. Like the combat in this game is very much predicated on the principle of war of attrition. I ain't doing no war of attrition. I'm gonna drop a fucking nuke in your mouth and keep moving. Right? I am not the guy they send on hostage rescues. All right? Because I throw a grenade. Throw the grenade. There's hostages in there. Tell them to duck. Let's go. I ain't got time for this shit. Right? Like that's more my personality. I don't necessarily have the patience for this to be probably my best game ever. And it does. This game requires a good deal of patience and willingness to go through tedious things that I am typically not willing to do. But none of those things would I inherently say are difficult. Ooh, I'm about to get some extra XP from this dude right here. Wow. Crying out loud. I hate how random this is at times. Wish I could get better at normalizing this fight, not make it take so damn long. Alright, let's see who all is here. We got, there's no way I can read all y'all's comments, so forgive me for skipping around. We got Nick and Clem and Rain Man, Turbo's in the house, Hunter's in the place, Harlequin, dang, oh, everybody, the whole team's here. Tristan's in the house. Terry's here. What up, dog? Terry says, I know people who bench press and also love these complex boss fights. Well, good for you, man. No, Terry, I think any game has to have an inherent challenge. What I am saying is what they make challenging in this game is tedious, not difficult. The challenge in FromSoftware games is the player is ignorant. If you put a fighter in a real, like, if you were going to put me up against a person in a boxing match or a war, like, you know how much, like, if you told me I had to box somebody, right? You know how much film I'm going to watch on that person? Like, I'm not going to sleep. I'm going to sleep with videotapes of that person. I'm going to watch their Instagram. I'm going to watch their YouTube. I'm going to watch how they live. I'm going to know their belief system. By the time I throw the first punch on that guy, I'm going to know more about him than he does. And I'm going to know every motherfucking thing he's going to do before he tries it. Because that is the proper way to fight. This game is actually predicated on the opposite of Sun Tzu's principles, which is why I hate it. Like, it's why, not what I hate it, I hate the principle. Like, the player is, now, on that note, the player does develop wisdom. As you play, you do develop wisdom, right? So once you fought a certain type of enemy, it does educate you on how to fight things later on, like the tree crucibles. You know, the key to the tree crucibles is a pincer move with a spirit ash. It's the easiest way to kill them, right? Because their whole thing is speed and being able to hit you hard and hit you from distance. So you want to stay close, right? But staying close, he's going to start doing all this crazy bullshit. And if you are an old man who doesn't have a ton of neuroplasticity and dexterity left, you are not going to be great at fucking timed button mashing, which is why I said I would change the combat system in this game if I was in charge. There would be no fucking time button mashing. That shit needs to die. But there are people who love it, so go nuts. So that's more what I'm saying, Terry. Is that the principle is really what's the conversation here, not exactly the execution of it. Come here, bird. Right in your jaw. Actually, that's your chest. Well, bird doesn't want to cooperate today. So yeah, no, it's not about not having challenge, Terry. It's about how is the challenge being given to the player. The challenge in Zelda games and FromSoftware games is you don't know what to do, so try shit till it works. Fuck you, I got kids. That's how I feel about that obtuse bullshit. But there are people on this planet, because Zelda would not be as popular as it is. I think more of this species likes the process of figuring out shit like that by trying. Like, you get joy out of it. It makes me angry. My brain is wired backwards. I don't want to do that shit. Spunky Donkey says, I'd say Elden Ring is more rewarding than it is fun. I think Elden Ring is crazily fun at a lot of the things it's great at. Exploration, for one, is probably the best I've played in a video game, and I'm a huge explorer in these world games where you have to find cool stuff. The boss fights have mostly been fun, believe it or not. Like, I'm kind of hating on the combat a little bit, but most of the boss fights in this game are fun as hell. Because they're more Mega Man and less they're less FromSoftware-y, where you just don't know what the fuck to do. Like, you kind of figure it out. This game seemed immediately more intuitive and less obtuse than other FromSoftware games. So no, I think this game can be very fun. I think basically where this game is frustrating is here, and parts of here. Like, this is where FromSoftware is being FromSoftware, is in these. So I'm showing you the Halig tree, the Corpus Christi Ferramaluza, or whatever it's called. This is where I am currently trying to beat one of the major bosses. And then, like, there's just, like, everything in these places is highly armored, does a ton of damage. So it's very, like, there's, like, FromSoftware loves the close quarters combat situation, which I always laugh. Because I remember there's a scene in Dark Souls early in the game where you go down these corridors when you're trying to find one of the merchants. And you get to this long hallway that has 3 skeletons. And I laugh every time I see it. I'm like, okay, who's the stupid person who's going to fight these 3 skeletons in this hallway? Like, the game is setting you up. And it forces you into these fights that are just asinine. Like, a combatant would either avoid contact and do way more reconnaissance to figure out when do those fucking skeletons leave this place, or can I get some support from somewhere else? Because fighting 3 people in a hallway is dumb. Like, you wouldn't do that. And so that's where, like, when I look at for your combat in this game to be so button mashy complex, like, why would you put the player in those types of situations? That's where the logic of these designers sometimes goes out the window with me. It's like you're forcing the player to just do dumb shit. That's why they're losing. Like, a person who knows how to fight would just avoid this. But, you know, you can't because you have to go. And then, you know, I also learned by playing Elden Ring. I didn't realize this in my times with other FromSoftware games. Like, you could just run past everything. I was like, oh, you could do that? Like, Elden Ring taught me that. I was like, oh, I could have just ran past the skeletons. I didn't know that was an option. You know, because it's a video game. I'm an old school video gamer where you got to kill all the shit on the screen, and that's when you get the money, right? You know, you're not thinking, oh, I could just leave them alone. Like, there's a boss fight here that I have decided I'm just not doing because he's actually right here. And just because he's annoying. Like, the way you have to beat him is such a damn war of attrition where you have to get every fucking button mash right or you're losing. Like, that shit, I don't know who that human is on this planet, but you make video games suck because these goddamn game designers appease you so much. And maybe it's just there's more of you on the planet than there are of me. And I need to find another planet where the people make sense. Let's see if this bird acts right this time. Yay, we got him. Yeah, and by the way, I'm also kind of talking shit. Like, I don't ever mean much of this stuff all that seriously. It's just a fun conversation to have about a game that we're all having fun with, right? So, don't ever take anything I say too seriously, guys. People on the internet have a tendency to do that. I've had death threats because I didn't like a video game enough. It's like, really? Go get some fucking therapy, dude. Like, fix yourself. You know, nobody needs to die because Suikoden 2 is actually mediocre. Probably should change the name of the game so I can keep the people's names out of this. Spunky Dunk. Okay, I read that one already. Yeah, now Terry, I can have dexterity. What I don't want to have is pinpoint accurate timed button mashes like the parrying. Any video game that has parrying, I hate you. I fuck off. I don't like I just don't get enough joy out of playing your game to do the parry. Like, because what you're asking me to do is what I had to do as a wide receiver in football. Stand on that damn goalpost and catch 100 balls a day. That shit is tedious. But doing that is going to let me play in a game on Friday where I might get a girlfriend because she saw me do something awesome. So I'll sit there and catch these passes. There is no payoff for me catching the goddamn passes in Elden Ring. So it's like, why would I do this? Like, why would I actually go through what is the incentive for me to go through this rigor? Like, help me. I want to see it. But yeah, I wanted to preface everything with, hey, I love this game. Before anybody thinks I'm hating, ain't no hate, baby. I gotta, if anything, I'm critiquing because I want to see things be at their best. Like, because there's a lot of things about this game that I would do differently. I wouldn't say better, because maybe people disagree that what I think is better is actually better. Maybe they think it's not. Get him. Yeah, good shizzle. Oh, we had a good run on this one. Good stuff. That was a good run. And got some albinaric blood clot. Alyssa says, when you find that planet, make sure to send me an invite. Hell, you're gonna be piloting the damn shuttle, Alyssa. I'm not leaving here without y'all. Like, for real, the people who come on this show, I am never talking about y'all. You guys give me hope that Earth has a chance. And in fact, my next stream was supposed to have a different title than this, but when I saw everybody yelling at me about my video last night, I was like, yeah, let's actually sit down and talk about this so nobody thinks I'm actually hating. But one of my upcoming streams is going to be titled Fitting In is for Losers. Like, what my audience has taught me is, okay, there's at least 1 million people on this planet who are as fucking batshit crazy as I am. Cool. Like, I'm not alone. Because for years, outside of my wife and like a handful of friends, I'm like, there's just not enough people on this planet who I can get along with. Like, there's just not enough of them. And then I started meeting you guys. I'm like, oh, God, there's people who hate everybody, too. Cool. What's up, gang? Love y'all. So, yeah, listen, you're flying the space shuttle, Jack. Believe that. Where we at, B? Hope all is good, Cap. We're good, Cap. How are you doing, brother? Yeah, and remember, guys, this show is improv, too. So some of the things I'm saying, I'm trying to figure it out as I'm saying it. So sometimes it comes out wrong. Because I think people took issue with the fact that I said they, quote-unquote, broke Melania. That was tongue-in-cheek. I don't mean they broke her. I mean, people bitched that they thought the fight was too easy, and I would kind of agree, not in a bitching way, but I think the Melania fight was inherently easy because I beat the shit out of her within 30 seconds. It was like, oh, damn, this was the fight everybody was talking about. But her first form, I still haven't beat her second form yet. Because I haven't had the desire to go do the fucking get good dance. It's tedious. I don't understand the FromSoftware player who enjoys that process. I don't. Like, I don't enjoy being in the gym. I just do it because I have a need that this gym is getting me. You know what I mean? I need to be in shape. I need to look and feel good. So I will endure the tedium of the fucking gym for this. But what do I get out of 40 Melania fights other than a lot of wasted time and time I could have spent with my kids? Which actually, my kids are oftentimes in here with me when I'm losing to Melania. In fact, I'm expecting a visit from one of our guys here soon. Who wanted to play with Daddy's body armor. He's like, Dad, do you still have your army body armor? I was like, oh, Lord, what are you getting into today? Spunky Donkey says, I'm so bad at this game that I've only beaten the Tree Sentinel and Bloody Finger. Never just. With Heavy Cheese, the Tree Sentinel. I'm trying to remember who. Oh, the Tree Sentinel. You talking about this dude right here? Let me give you some encouragement. You're talking about the Tree Sentinel right here, right? before you get into Lindell. Let me give you some encouragement and depress you. The depressing part, you're going to fight him again up here. That's the fight I'm avoiding, actually, believe it or not. But this is one of the harder, more annoying boss fights in the game. Believe it or not. Like, when I said on another stream I couldn't remember any of the boss fights that were actually, quote-unquote, hard, this one actually was, just because his defense is fucking insane. His ability to withstand damage and to hit you from anywhere with stuff that can kill you in 1 or 2 hits, you know, depending on your level. I mean, if you were at my level right now, you'd have a way easier time with that fight because you'd be able to take more damage. But he is a typical FromSoftware war of attrition fight. It's annoying. Like, that is exactly the type of fights I hate. It's a war of attrition. It's actually weirdly like football, and I love football. That football usually comes down to the team that fucks it up the least. Not the team that plays ultimately better. It's the one that makes less mistakes. Like, winning football is about making less mistakes than the other team. And in FromSoftware, these types of fights are you going to make less mistakes? When they give you the very specific, rigid, rudimentary ballet steps that you have to take to win this fight, depending on your level, can you execute them flawlessly 18 effing times, or however many times you have to repeat it based on how much damage you can deal based on your level and your gear? That's it. So if you're struggling with this boss, my encouragement, like I got to that boss and was like, oh damn, am I gonna quit this game over this? Because this is the annoying shit that I can't stand about these games. Like, it's not hard, he's just better. Like, and I don't want to go through the rigor of learning his damn breakdancing moves, because that shit is annoying. Right? I'd rather just someone, can I read the strategy to be, and then I eventually just beat him. You know, I learned the dance, I did the horse moves when you needed to be on the horse, and used, I think, luteal as the spirit ash or whatever. But the encouragement is, he is one of the harder bosses that I fought in the game, and certainly one of the most annoying. A lot of the other bosses, we walked through. Like this fire giant that everybody screamed, it's so hard. We cakewalked his ass. Like, I was so shocked that we beat him the way we did. It was like, damn, we beat his ass. I don't even know if he hit me. I was like, what do you mean that was hard? That was easy as hell. But at the same time, the person who's saying it's hard may actually have a build who makes that fight hard. Like, if you had a straight up strength build, all the shit that you hear me beefing about wouldn't even be an issue, because I could just walk through here and take a beating. But I'm not a strength build, right? I don't like being slow in order to take a lot of damage, right? So a strength build would be like, what is this guy talking about? Well, make a dexterity build. You'll see what I'm talking about, because when you get to, basically when you get to castles, it becomes close quarters combat and people with lots of armor. Good luck, samurai. You are outclassed here, right? That type of stuff. So be encouraged, man. Most of the game is not that guy. He was one of the more annoying boss fights. And you see him again when you get here. In fact, why am I telling you? I'm breaking my own rules of show don't tell. Excuse me. Still fighting the rest of this cold off. Oh, man. Toast Runner. Me, I enjoy it. Rags enjoys it. Hey, what's up, Rags? Because I enjoy suffering. And that's actually what I always say about this show, Rags, jokingly, but I think you make my point. Is the people who love this game are manically depressed people who have programmed their brains to get joy literally out of abuse. Like, there are people who get joy out of abuse. I don't know if you know those people exist. I'm one of them. I just don't get joy out of this abuse. Like, I get joy when I'm in the gym. Like, I have lifted to the point of throwing up before, and then crying after throwing up, and then feeling the greatest elation I've ever felt in my life, damn near. Yeah. So I get it. I'm not one of you. I just don't get it from fucking video games. Like, this shit is not, it's just not enough. Like, no. I don't know how to better explain that. Like, a video game is never going to be enough to make me want to go through that. Like, there has to be some other real-life benefit I get out of this suffering. Just going through the suffering so I can tell all my friends I went through it and pretend like my dick is long for a week because I beat Melania on the first try. The people who need the ego boost from this game, don't come on my show. You are the people who make video games bad. And not Rags, by the way. Rags is cool. That's an old friend from way back. What's up, brother? It's good to see you. Oh, man. B, you got sinus going on? Not really. One of my kids had a little sniffle. And then I kind of caught like a taste of it. I don't have it like they do. I fight this shit. I don't get like sick, and like I get sick very rarely. And when I do, I'm asleep for a couple of days. But this is just more. I did have some sinus drainage from allergies and whatnot. It's fine. It's fine. In a day, I'll be good. But thank you, Turbo, for your concern. I do appreciate it. Terry says, just don't have Clem navigate the space shuttle. Yeah, we'll be on the wrong planet. Clem says, I'll be back in a bit going to eat my dinner. Word up. B, I know I'm repeating a lot. I don't know that, but what are you repeating? I missed 90% of y'all's comments because I've been running my mouth. You applied for a job. Sweet. What did you apply for? You need a reference? Feel free to use me. Mid lady. So this is your guy, Spunky Donkey. Let's get Spunky Donkey some hope. We'll also show Spunky Donkey if I don't get killed immediately. Like, so this is a fight where they won't let you have your spirit ashes, right? Because they want you to go through the rigor of learning the ballet. I got it. That's fun for some people. It is not fun for me. So for those of us who don't give a fuck about the ego boost of beating a fictitious fucking monster that doesn't exist so we can brag to our friends on the internet, just give me my goddamn spirit ashes. Not because it's harder, because I don't want to invest the fucking time. I got shit to do today. You're going to make me do this shit 7 times when I don't have to. That's more what my brain is thinking. Anyway, let's get Spunky Donkey some hope here. Pretty much it, Spunk. Like, he's not inherently difficult. He's just a lot of time button mashing bullshit and war of attrition because I'm not using weapons that do it. Oh no, he hit me on that one. And like, that's, see, time button mashes. I thought I hit it at the right time. Apparently I did not. Right? Like, so apparently I'm not doing it at the right time. I don't know when the right time is. Right? So that's it. Like, it's literally just learning that dance. Usually I do a little bit better on him. But anyway. So it's waiting for him to get through all his bullshit, waiting for an opening. You can get 2 hits, back off. Let him go through all his bullshit again, get 2 hits, back off. Let him go through his bullshit again, get 2 hits, back off. You're going to get him down to half health. Now he's going to start throwing fucking lightning bolts at you. Wait for him to raise his arm in the air, dodge when he raises his arm in the air, because that's, like, that shit. Like, fuck off. I don't want to do any video game where I have to have that much knowledge to beat a thing. Like, goddamn it, give me a nuclear cannon or get the fuck off my game. Just, like, and so that my whole argument is, FromSoftware fans call that hard. I call that tedious fucking time wasting. Sit your ass down on a bench press and bench 405 pounds. That is hard. This shit is complex and annoying. Anyway, that's it. Like, you get your 2 hits, then he starts doing lightning, and then he gets a lightning move where you have to run away from him. It's like, Jesus Christ, how much fun do you think your game is? Because this game is not as fun as you've made it long. Or this fight is not as fun as you've made it long. So anyway, but this is my most annoying character in the game, or one of them. So admittedly, I'm not doing one of the fights I think is fun. Anyway, get up on this dude. I want to stay on his shield side. Oh, and stay on his shield side. Because then he struggles more to hit you. Now, see, if you stay on his shield side, he struggles. That's it. 2 hits, dodge. I missed, but I had a shield, so dodge through, 2 hits. Now he's staggered, hit again. Dodge through, hit again, and just keep doing this. That's literally the ballet of beating this guy. It's just, I'm eventually going to fuck up one of the, now it's lightning time. Here we go. Arm in the air, dodge now. I missed it. Like literally that half second, because I was trying to talk you through it, I missed the timed button mash. Fuck that. Whoever designed that character, I hope that guy got fired after this game got released. Because that is the FromSoftware shit. I just, nope. Like, I know how to do it. I'm just not going to, quote-unquote, get good at fucking time button mashing. It's because you know what that really is? Like, nobody will ever admit this, but that is literally a QTE. And everybody bitches about QTEs, but you're good with them in fucking Elden Ring, right? Fuck out of here. Anyway, boss, that's how you beat him. And I'm sure there's better ways. There's some master of the game that'll tell you, no, get on his left hoof and hit him 3 times instead of 2, and then use the shield of Flaplador. Fuck off, dude. I got kids, man. I ain't got time to figure all that shit out. Right, so I think the slogan for FromSoftware should be, FromSoftware, if you got kids, don't fuck with us. Because we ain't the got kids company. You giving your, like, they call their game Dark Souls because they want your whole soul to beat this game. They want your time, your money. They want your mama. Anyway, hopefully Spunky got something out of that. Let's see, Rag says, you can cheese these games and get the cred for beating it anyway. It doesn't matter. I do it for me. Yeah, what I'm trying to understand, Rags, is the psychology of it. Like, who is the human that enjoys a tedious fucking, like, there's no payoff. Like, at least in the gym, if I spend time getting good in there, I get muscles and I get laid. What do I get for winning in Dark Souls? Like, and that's how I approach life. Maybe it's my life philosophy. Like, if there is no equal payoff for, like, if there's no E equals MC squared, I'm not fucking engaging. Like, and by the way, I know what this guy gives you if you kill him. Fuck him. I don't even like his armor. He can keep his damn armor. You know what I mean? And for me, it's just a principle thing. It's not like the game is, it's not bad. It's not wrong. It's just a design philosophy. It's a choice. And it's like, nope. That is not this guy's style of game. We out. But anyway, Spunky, that's how you beat the guy. I obviously have not had to fight the requisite amount of times to get all of the time button mashes right. But there you go. That's how you beat him. Be encouraged, brother. You can do it. And by the way, you don't have to beat this one to get to the boss and beat this level. You can just keep it moving. Speaking of which. Toast Runner says dopamine release beast. Yeah, I get, so that's what I'm asking. My brain doesn't release dopamine simply for accomplishing that bullshit. If anything, it gives me serotonin to get all the goddamn cortisol out of my system from being stressed out from having to fucking do it. That's probably what I'm experiencing. Because the game, like, inherently, the game's just wasting my time to do something I don't want to do. So that's where I get frustrated. Is I hate when people like, here, do this shit you don't want to do for now. And by the way, this level is just a pain in the ass. This level is nothing but harassing ass enemies that just know all the tricks to, if you're not targeting the bird when you have your shield up, he's going to hit you. And the targeting system in this game sucks. So it's just like, all right, I guess I'm getting hit here. Because fuck you. Like that type of shit. No patience for that in video games. FromSoftware made Ninja Blade, which is known for having QTEs. I didn't know that. Oh, now we know. So I guess you have to love QTEs to love FromSoftware. That's what it is. Alyssa says, you've said it yourself, humans are happy with progress. The game is feeding them the illusion of it because many can't handle the real world or need to escape something in the real world. I'll buy that. So overcoming this guy for the video game nerd is him benching 405 pounds. Like, the benefit is he overcame a hardship, period. And that makes him feel better about himself. I got you. Which goes back to the dopamine comment. Would make sense that I wouldn't get dopamine because, you know, if you look at the shit I've done in my real life, my dopamine sensors would be a little less sensitive than the average bear. Because, like, dude, People try to blow me up with bombs. You think fucking a video game's gonna get me excited? Like, oh, we're good. So yeah, maybe my dopamine receptors are just dulled because of the shit I've seen in real life. These video games can't really compare. Like every time a video game uses a grenade, I laugh. Like, oh word, all that, huh? Cool. I wish grenades did do all that. That'd be great. The real challenge too is that it's like no matter where I'm standing, his hit can hit. Like it's illogical. There's so much of this game asks you to just accept shit that is completely illogical. You know, like I'm trying to figure out how that one hit actually got around to hitting me, or maybe it had area effect damage. I don't know. There's a lot of things that happen in this game that I'm just left like scratching my head, like, oh, word. That because when we were fighting, was it one of the Melania fights we actually did where she used her area of effect spell? I was behind her. It did. Like I was looking at all the pixels and I didn't see any of the pixels hit me, and I still took damage. It's like, oh, I guess if you're next to the pixels, you take the damage, huh? That what's going on? All right, Clem, how do I get to the dragon dude? That's what we're here to do, isn't it? Take out the boss. Yeah, that's a good point, Toast. I feel you, brother. It's good to see you again, man. I've missed you. How you been? You have been missed, brother. Know that. Your presence adds value and joy to another human's life, mine. I'd like you to come around more. Rooftops Grace. Thank you, Clem. Let's get there. Rooftops Grace. Where is the rooftops Grace? Gotta get to the rooftop. Oh. Oh, where is the rooftop Grace? I don't know. Oh, 'cause I have dyslexia and can't read shit. This one here? The rooftop? Let's get there. See, Terry says, watching streamers struggle and then wanting to beat them at their own game. Yeah, is why a lot of people get into these games in the first place. And then they... Next, you're going to tell me the tank in Halo can't shoot ships out of the sky in real life. I've never played the first Halo. Believe it or not. Like, I've played the multiplayer with my kids on my modded Xbox. I don't think I've ever played the campaign of Halo. I just wasn't in, like, Halo came out like I was knee deep in war and shit. I didn't care about video game war. I was preparing for the real thing. You know, I just never got into those games. And then I played, my boy made me play Halo 2, which I really liked. I was like, oh, this game is good. Appreciate that. Or go down the elevator where the sentinel is. What? You can't be given different directions. Alright, I'm at the rooftop. What do we do? I know we have to get down. Down is the answer. Oh, and Clem, I did find my way to that thing I was jumping around trying to do. Like, this, like, let me show you guys something. Because this is what I'm talking about with FromSoftware games. Let me actually demonstrate. This part of the game almost made me want to quit. If I wasn't already so far in the game, like if I had gotten here 80 hours ago, I'd probably have been like, you know what? I'm going to play Elix. I'm going to stick with games that I know won't piss me off doing dumb shit. All right, let's get this bird. Like, there's his buddy. All right, so if you are not targeting these bitches while you have your shield up, they're going to hit you. And there's two of them. So good luck blocking. So you better target really fast. Okay, so, all right, I actually managed that one a little bit better than I do at times. But, so this part, freaking lightning dragon, right? So right now there's a bird there, there's a bird there, and there's a bird there. Now let's watch what happens when I shoot one bird. Now, I want to get through here, right? Let's say I want to get, if you guys are looking at the top left-hand corner of the screen, those archways, that's a walkway where the tree sentinel I was telling you about killed me. That Clem, I did figure out how to get there. But this part of the game pissed me off so bad because it was like, I'm just trying to explore right now. I don't give a shit about combat or learning the damn dance moves. I want to get through here. But it's birds, which these birds are some of the worst enemies in the game in terms of just being able to jack your ass up quickly when they gang up on you. Lightning everywhere, to include places you're going to need to jump to is where the lightning is hitting. And it's like, when you're in the mode of, I just want to get through here to do something else, you don't want to have to methodically pick this shit apart like I'm getting ready to have to do. This is wasting the player's time by making them repeat this shit over and over again, right? And now the bird's going to fly underneath where I can't hit him. Yay! So now I got an enemy that can do damage and I can't get to. I mean, he can't do damage to me right now, but as soon as I get down there, he can. Or I can wait around for him to start flying around and hopefully he puts himself in a position where I can actually shoot him. Blah, 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 blah. Now, some may say, why don't you just run for it, B? Because these birds are relentless and they're going to chase you all the way to where you're trying to go. And for whatever reason, targeting birds with a bow and arrow, I swear to God, FromSoftware, please get people that make shooter games to help you with this goddamn bow and arrow. If I am targeting the fucking bird and he's flying, aim in front of him, you dumbass. Like, don't make the player do that. That's such a time-wasting bullshit thing to do, but I'm sure there's a plethora of players who absolutely fucking disagree with that, which is why this shit is in the game. So, you know, I just have to accept, like, I think one of the things that I'm at odds with most video game players is a lot of you are specifically here to quote-unquote waste time, which to me, die. Like, just stop being on Earth if your focus is killing time. We only get so much of it, and if you're killing it, you have too much of it. Give some of it to me. Right, so it's like, you want the game to be long and tedious because you just have nothing else to do. Like, ugh. Stop making video games for those people. They suck. Make them go outside and do shit. Where's the fucking bird at? I hate the birds. Oh, he's actually stuck on the terrain. Maybe I can get a win here. Yay! Look. Anyway. That's what I mean. Like, I want to push through here, but I have to slowly kill birds and dodge lightning bolts. Fuck off. I don't feel like doing this. You know. And by the way, I've killed this dragon twice. He keeps coming back. Like, just let the dragon be dead then. Damn. There's two more birds down here I'm going to try to run through and not get hit by lightning or the birds. That's what I mean. Like, this part of the game, like, there's going to be lightning right here where I need to jump. Watch. See where the bird is, and then that's where I needed to jump. Yep. This game is just a giant fuck you. That's all it is. Alright, let's get out of here. Scooby-Doo. Anyway, so that's conceptually. I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just conceptually, I prefer a game that plays a little differently when it comes to that stuff. Like, when I'm on a time crunch and I need to get shit done, I don't want to jump through your little maze of fucking bird puzzles, dude. You got shit to do. You know, and they seem to pepper those parts into the game at the worst time. Like, you know, and I know it's just a coincidence and me being narcissistic, but still, it does take away from the overall joy of the experience. Flame, I don't even know if I'm going the right way. This fight sucks too. A lot of the fights here suck. Yeah. A banished knight's helm. Very well. I will show you something cool though. Like, the game does give you options. For Christ's sake, would you press B? Like, that shit. I can't get into a fight because I have the menu still up. Complicated ass button mashing bullshit. Like, how about if he's in a fight, turn his fucking menu off for him? Jesus Christ. And sprint is B. Who the fuck made sprint B? You're fired. So now I have to use two hands when I could use just one in a fight. Like, that type of shit. I would make combat and level. The two things I'd change about FromSoftware's approach. I'd make leveling happen faster. and I would make the combat more fluid and less like clunky and puzzly. But that's what people love, so I'm not asking FromSoftware to change it. Guys, calm down. I'm not influencing anybody. That's what they'll say in the comments. He's gonna change the game. It's gonna suck. Like, you people on Earth are really fucking childish and don't understand how the planet actually works. Like, not gonna ruin your favorite game, guys. Calm down and go get some therapy. Everybody, go get some therapy. That for yourself. Ooh, that's a really good point, Rags. I didn't even think of that. Well said. So Rags says, Toast Runner, sorry, I'm using his old nickname. The end game seemed rushed here in comparison to the early stages for sure. Like they were just throwing shit in. Yes! Like, damn, bruh. Like, the fights are always methodic and challenging, but the fights here just seem like, oh, just make all the bosses have 10,000 armor. And anybody who doesn't have a strength build is going to hate this. It just, yeah, like, it seems like so much empathy and love was put into this game, and then in other parts it was just sheer damn laziness. All right, quick break. But, you know, that's any game, bro. None of these games are going to be perfect and really shouldn't expect them to be. This game is as perfect as it is, and they did a damn good job with it. Quick break. Be back in a second. Okay, so let's too long didn't read and put a bow on this whole point that I was making, right? The whole point here is that I don't think FromSoftware games are inherently hard. I think they are inherently complex, and I don't think that it's bad. It's just their combat design philosophy just kind of is the opposite of what I like. You know, the obtuse kind of, and in the earlier stages of Elden Ring, you can overcome it with a lot of times kind of either brute force or knowing tricks. In these specific areas of the game that are meant to be castles or these one-off places, it's more the close quarter combat, heavy armor, stuff like that. But more along the lines of hiding what the player is supposed to do is inherently what makes the game challenging, keeping the player ignorant, and then they learn through failure, right? Which isn't wrong, but it's the slowest fucking way to learn anything in life, which is why I think this game's the combat design philosophy is inherently flawed. Like, you're making the player learn through failure. That's the slowest way to learn. Like, why wouldn't you give the player an option in the game to gather intelligence? Like, why is that not part of this game? Like, if I configure, and don't make no mistake, that is in this game. Like, you can get shackles for certain of the bosses that, you know, make them less capable. So it does exist. It's just the real challenge is in I don't know what to do, and we're hoping to give you a huge dopamine boost when you figure out the trick. And I get that. Like, when you figure something out that's important, there is a dopamine release. But I'm playing a video game. Like, my dopamine is just simply the fact I'm not on Earth for an hour. I don't need, you know, I don't need to do calculus in my video games. I'm doing that every day in my real life. That's kind of the point. So that's where, but the main point in saying all of that is I still love Elden Ring, which says a lot about how well this game is made, because it inherently flies in the face of the things I like, and I still like it, which shows you that they can make, a designer can stick to their vision and make something that transcends our opinions. I like that shit. That's what I love about FromSoftware and why I keep singing their praises, and I want them to win. Keep winning, guys. Tristan says, we need a throwback stream where Brian is yelling at the game in anger. Like in the good old days last month. Now, it's just, I'm doing all the angry parts off camera. That's all. I just decided to not film the parts where I'm just, fuck this game. Oh, but if that's what you want to see, here. This fight is a pain in the ass. But again, it's only a pain in the ass because they won't let you use all of your tools. Like, this is a perfect spot to let me use my damn Spirit Ash. Now, I will say that was a nice little olive branch. Hey, 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 be cool now. It was a nice little olive branch he had there. By killing him while those other people are attacking him, that does make it inherently easier. But please don't kill that guy too fast. Yeah, stay alive, baby. Stay alive. No. Wait, where did he go? Hey, man, be cool. Where's the dude? Fight the dude, man, not me. Where did that whole asshole go? Did he fall off the cliff? Hey, did you guys notice me getting a ton of experience points just now? Did that dude fall off the cliff? Because I don't want to kill this thing. If he's still alive, I want this thing to help me kill him. Like, did I win off some technicality? Like, did the game actually cheat in my favor for once? Hallelujah. Does that mean Jesus is coming back tonight? Y'all better get ready. Or he's just hiding in here and going to kill a brother when he steps in the room. But, okay, what I wanted to show you here that I didn't get to was all the stuff that I was talking about not wanting to get into these fights when I'm exploring. They made a workaround called the Crepice Vial. Now, if I go low, I literally, the first time I got through this, I knew I wasn't going to match him sword to sword in close combat. It's just, I'm just not, I am not good enough at time button mashes to get that shit done. So, I have to find workarounds. And I'm not going to spend the time to get good because I got kids. But, literally, with that Crepice Vial, I got him to kill all these dogs, and then if he never sees you, he kind of just goes back to his default position, which thankfully was standing in here and looking at the wall. So I literally just, with that Crepice Vial, walked right by him, this close to him. He was standing right here. I walked this close to him, got to here, stood up, hit climb, gone, and just looked at him the whole time. He never saw me. So the game does allow you to stealth your way out of the problem. Hey! That's where I think FromSoftware is learning and growing. It's like most of what I've hated about their games is they're obtuse, and there's usually a limited set of ways, if not one way, to beat a thing, right? And that usually the list of ways to beat a thing is never the way I would do it, because I'm thinking more like Sun Tzu shit, like how would I fight this? In the game, it's a game. It's not going to be that good, right? The machines aren't probably powerful enough to do half of this shit that I talk about. But it's like, where was I going with that? I lost my train of thought because I'm trying to talk about 3 different things. But anyway, being able to use stealth to get away from a problem where I'm probably not going to win the fight, and I'm going to be frustrated because I'm going to have to do it 4 times and there's no save point close to here. So the time it's going to take me to get back here, I'm calculating all of that and being frustrated because now I got to go check on my kids. Right? But the fact that I was able to sneak past the situation because the game had a workaround built in, very well done. You know, I'm not saying the previous games don't have that. Probably do. Probably do. But I just think that's, you know, again, credit to FromSoftware for thinking about the player. Okay, I'm getting hit, not the bird, I guess. Is no depth perception in this game. And now the dragon is not shooting lightning. He jump off a cliff too? I didn't kill him. Not this time. Alright, Clem, where are we going? Am I anywhere near the right place? Terry says Star Ocean 5, bro. Whoa, 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 whoa. Star Ocean 5 is out? What? Stop. Oh, Star Ocean 5. Never mind. I'm thinking of Star Ocean 6. Damn it, Terry. Get me all excited. Star Ocean 5 broke Bryant. I finished Star Ocean 5. What? You think that one broke me? I finished Star Ocean 5. Now, I know I rage quit on a stream because one of the cheap-ass boss fights, they don't educate you about what's going to happen until you die. And then it's like, oh, you bitches. But I still finished. I went back and finished. So I didn't completely get broken. Chambers was trying to make it work. I don't think I've ever been here. Yeah, this is new. Cool. Yeah, I knew there'd be something around. And so this is one of the reasons I love Elden Ring, is the exploration in this game is unmatched. Like, I don't love the combat, although I will say most of the boss fights have been fun. Regular fights I could do without, but the boss fights, I'd say 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10 of the boss fights are a ton of fun, and then there's like 2 out of 10 that are just annoying and a pain in the ass. Let's see, Drake Knight. Is that a Dragon Knight? A Drake Knight? Let's get Drake Knighty. What does this helmet even look like? Ooh, it's a cool ass helmet. Where's my Drake helmet at, baby? Oh, I remember the mission. Once I looked up how to do it on the internet, I was like, oh, okay, I got it. Like, anybody who thinks critically would have failed this. Sometimes I feel like that's what video games are. It's like, if you're mindless, you're going to be better at the game. If you're thinking critically about how to do things, thinking too hard. Where is my new helmet that I just got? I don't see it nowheres. I just don't know. Oh, here it goes. Nope, that's Raging Wolf. There's the Drake. There he is. There's the Drake Knight. Where's the Drake Knight armor? Oh, it's not as strong as my Ronin. And it's way heavy. But I guess it does come with more protection. But it's got to be a fire protection thing, right? Wouldn't fire immunity be off the charts? Nope. The Ronin's gear is better at guarding against fire than armor made for dragons. Or made to withstand dragons. That's kind of hilarious. At this point, I just want to see how this stuff looks. That looks sexy. I have not been a fan of much of the armor in this game. It's like they try to get super artsy with it, and the detail is dope, but the design is just not sexy. It's like, if I showed up at a party looking like this, shoot me. Why are you here? Don't look awesome. Ronin armor does look awesome. But, it's one of the few ones that I've been able to get it right with. Terry says, it's still the angriest you've ever been on stream that I've seen. Probably. Yeah, principles piss me off. Like, it's why things happen that pisses me off, not what happens. Like, come on, bro. You gotta be better than this. But, you know, Japanese role-playing games have always done that type of... Like, Japanese game design philosophy, I think, just has, like, more... Like, being obtuse just seems to be more... Like, I've heard stories of Americans that have gone to work in that culture, and just culturally, they're a more obtuse personality. And I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about, so you don't think it's, like, criticizing the Japanese. It's not that. It's just different cultural behaviors that we do things differently. And I was reading an article of actually a journalist who had gone to live in Japan because what he was covering was games in Japan. And he was talking about the kind of social norms that you have to get used to. And for years, like my family and even my friends who have lived in Japan, and some of which want to live there long term once they, you know, finish doing their business in America, they're like, B, you would love living in Japan. They're like, all of the store owners would give you free shit all the time because you're respectful. Like, you call people sir and ma'am. Like, you do that kind of respectful social shit that culture still respects. And I was like, okay, cool. But then when I read this guy's article, he was like, yeah, but also, if you have to deal with people, understand that socially, although I would say America is becoming more like this, we're becoming quite a bit more I don't know how to describe it, but it's more obtuse in the way we do things socially, like this concept of ghosting people and things like that. Live your dreams. But anyway, like he was telling the story of he was at work, he had asked a lady out to dinner, Japanese lady, and this guy's an American, and she agreed, and he went to the dinner place and she never showed up, and like he was frustrated and angry, but more than anything, he was hurt. Like, why would she do this to me? And then I don't remember everything about how he figured it out, but I think someone else kind of educated him, like, hey, in Japan, we say yes to everything because we like being nice. Like, we like lying to you. Because, like, that would drive me fucking nuts. Say what you mean. Do not say shit that you don't mean to me or we're never going to be fucking friends. Like, I had one of my Spartans actually texted me something this week that he was kind of concerned about texting me because he thought it's like, how is he going to think about me? No, I'm going to think you're a fucking courageous human being who had the goddamn decency to be honest with me. I knew you were going through all this because I've been through it. It isn't surprising. I'm not going to respect you any less because you're having a hard fucking time. I've been there. No, I respect you 10 times more because you have the fucking courage and vulnerability as a man to admit it so we do something about it. Like, that's me. White lies and bullshit, I'll never be friends with you. Like, if you need to be told you don't look fat in a dress, don't be friends with me. Just don't wear the fucking dress and go to the gym. Don't ask me. Right? So, but what he was explained to him was it's more obtuse the way we communicate. We're always going to say, yes, we should get together, but we actually mean no. We don't want to hang out with you. But we're never going to say no because in Japanese culture, at least in this sect of it, I don't know if the whole culture is this way. I'm not going to normalize an entire culture based on one anecdotal story, but it was like you have to know when she said yes, she actually meant no, and you got to be able to pick up those signals. Like, that is just, I think, bred into. So like when you do a thing in a video game and it tells you, well, now you just can't have the best item ever because fuck you, it's like, why did you do that? And it's just their culture seems to, like, that's maddening to a person who's trying to enjoy playing a game. But I guess if culturally that's just what, if you expect it to fuck with you like that, maybe it's like a fun thing, like an Easter egg. But yeah, like that's one of the things I'm learning, like, oh, maybe just culturally there's just going to be things in these games that I'm just not going to fuck with. Alright, so now we have finally gotten this thing to move. Ooh, there was another floor? How about that? What's that guy doing? Oh, I've never been here, so let's take a look around, because I'm sure a dragon's going to land the minute I walk out here. Yay. Da-da. Down. Toast says, did you see the new Star Ocean jetpacking around like Elix? I sure did. I can't wait. Man, I'm gonna tear that game apart. And please, God, do not bring back the team that worked on 3 to do this one. Can you bring the team that worked on 2 to make this one? Please, Jesus. Like, you can bring the people who worked on 3 story and soundtrack. Leave everybody else off the team. Get people that know how to make games, damn it. Not that shit. Is that Lightning Gearbolt trying to tell me, hey, this Drake down there hates lightning? Is that what it's trying to tell me? Or this Crucible Knight? Do you hate lightning, dude? Let's find out. Alright. Only got 14 of these. It does. Toast says you should have seen him around microphones. So angry. Oh, they've seen the picture, bro. We did a whole TikTok video of that picture. They've seen it. It's my favorite picture, man. I've never taken a better picture of that. Or my wife actually took a photo, so I have never been in a better picture than that, but she was the photographer. Terry says Japan is a very anti-negative country. Okay, I'll buy that. That's true. Lizzie says a lot of women do that in the U.S. because they are uncomfortable. I've done it because I don't know how. Well, yeah. I'm not talking about that. I got like that's like these cats made plans to get together at a place at a time. Like they made specific timing plans at a specific place at time. I'm not saying like you kind of brushed a guy off or gave him a fake number because you don't want to get it. Like I got that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this brother made plans with this lady that she agreed to all the way through, and then she just never showed up at this date that that she agreed to having with him. That's more what I mean. Yeah, no, what you're talking about, I think, is you're just protecting yourself because there's crazy mofos out here. I got that. Toe says, I hate those mental games, man. Way harder than anything From puts out. Very true. Jerry says, perhaps it's because of the bombing that people adopted that culture. Because they just realized that hatred can lead to some... Yeah, it makes you think about it. You know, one of the stories I heard about... actually, a friend of mine who is Japanese and from Japan. She lives here now. But she was telling me the first time, or a time, she went to the memorial in Hiroshima. And there was an old lady there who was alive when it happened. And she was crying. And my friend went up to the old lady and said, hey, you know, are you okay? You know, just because obviously this is an emotional place. Especially if she could have lost family there, you never know. And my friend thought she was going to say, yeah, this was such a horrible thing. But her actual response was, yes, we've basically got to learn how to be better people because we did this to ourselves. And I was like, that is a self-aware, honest lady. Because if you understand the history, you know, and they didn't just do it to themselves. America was complicit in that too. If you go back to the 1800s and don't just read the World War II history, you got to go back further, you know, post-Civil War type shit. And look at what Commodore Matthew Perry was doing, you know, and ending their sovereignty and shit like that. So it's like, we're all complicit in the blood. But for her to own, like, hey, we got to be better. Not these damn Americans, not that like we would do. She was just like, nah, we got to be better as people. And I'm like, that's the humility it takes to actually build a legitimate nation of people who can do the right thing. Is the self-awareness to know we're not always going to get it right. And to be able to say, you know, I was wrong. I messed up here, or I get so many things wrong. You know, people were telling me on the stream the other day, like, you said such a good example. I'm like, well, I'm trying. Like, you can't imagine what it's like to be responsible for people not being on this earth, some of which you looked in the eyes, and that person's existence is over. You have no idea what that does to a person's soul. You know, Call of Duty and movies try to make it look fantastical and romantic, but it's blood, and it's sad, and it's depressing. You know, so now with the time I have, it's like, well, let me try to do just fucking good. Because I've done enough bad. Let me just try to do the good shit. You know, and I'm going to get it wrong eventually. You know, I get some things wrong. I try. Not perfect, but we're trying, man. That's all I want from people. Just whatever your capability level is, try within that. That's all I ask. Try. Don't care if you win. Just have the will and the courage to give it a fucking shot. See? Hey, that does pretty good damage. Ooh, I have a railing here, so I can just launch these at him. I will totally win this fight with a bow and arrow. Oh, damn. Makes me not have to do fucking tedious button mashing bullshit. I will sit here and shoot this hoe in the face all night. How is it not hitting his head? I guess he is raising the shield. Right. See, my thing is, if you're gonna make the player have to do most of the shooting themselves and not really use the targeting, then okay, give us a little bit bigger hitboxes and let me hit him in the feet and knock his ass over. I just wish FromSoftware was more creative with their combat. It's very, very fucking rudimentary. Like, this boss has exactly this many ways to beat it. This is all of its moveset. Like, there's so much more creativity they could put into a game that requires you to be so attentive and focused when you're in battle. You know, take a lesson from, what's that game? I think I have it on my shelf. Let me look up. No, I don't. Dang it. I forgot. It's the people who made Final Fantasy 12, the game they made on PlayStation 1, where you can hit body parts and shit like that, which allegedly is a part of this game, but I don't know. Alyssa says, I also don't care if I get ghosted. It's just the universe saying it wasn't meant for me. I could have dodged one hell of a bullet too. I don't understand why some people get so pissed about it. Such sensitive. Get pissed about being ghosted, you mean? I would guess, like, I guess it depends on the relationship you're in. Like, if it's a person you just met last week, who gives a shit? But I don't know. Like, I'm an ex-military guy, so communication to us is everything. Like, we're the type of people. Tell us fuck you instead of ghosting us, because that's more respectful, I guess, is the way I'd say it. It's not really about ego. It's about, you left a person hanging with limited information about, you know, why are we no longer in conversation? What could I have done better? Like, you left a person hanging that could have learned from the experience. But again, that's assuming that you have a relationship with this person where that's a thing. Yeah, and I'm not in the dating world, guys. So when I'm talking about ghosting, I'm not talking about a guy you just met at a club, right? Like, I'm talking about, like, even businesses do it, where you're trying to be in contact with them to get something done, and then they just fall off the map for a couple hours. Like, it's not the world I'm from. Like, so yeah, not so much about ego as it is like, I don't necessarily have this problem in my life, so maybe I'm speaking out of school, but I couldn't imagine if someone I cared about, you know, if they didn't want to hear from me anymore and they didn't tell me, it wouldn't necessarily hurt my ego. It would hurt. It would just hurt. Like, you don't want to talk to me anymore. Okay, I can accept that, because clearly there's an exchange that happened that makes you not want to have this exchange. But, like, if we're in any way close, like, just let the person know. Like, hey, you did a thing, it hurt, and I'm not cool with that, so I want to go in a different direction. Okay, no blood, no foul. But to just leave it, and so you leave the person who may not even be aware that they did a thing, just questioning everything. And I think that's cowardly and shitty. I don't think it's really a problem of ego. I think it's a problem of hurting people because we're too scared. Like, I did have a woman actually do that to me who I was dating. She just stopped fucking talking to me, and we were friends for 4 goddamn years before we ever started. Like, we were close, like brother and sister, and just fucking disappeared. And it's like, you don't do. It's not an ego thing. It's, you're hurting me and not giving me a reason why you're doing it. And then when I got the reason, it was cowardice. Now, we were 20-something kids back then, so it's not like I'm judging this lady. She's happily married now and got a family. Get busy. So do I. But as kids, like, it's probably more acceptable. But as a grown man, I don't want to be around people doing that shit. You know what I mean? So it was just like, and I remember when I finally did talk to her, it was like, dude, in the future, just fucking tell me. Like, I'm always going to be cool and fair. Like, even if the answer was, I hate you because I hate, you know, your eye color. Okay, cool. I'll go get contacts, or we'll just, but at least give the person some semblance of, hey, this is why we're not engaged anymore. And don't just, because how can they improve as a person? You know, that's more what I'm talking about, Alyssa. Not you, some dude hit you up at a club and you ghosted him. I don't know that world. I'm talking about people you actually give a fuck about. And I'm just saying, it's a concept that just doesn't compute to me, because I don't come from, you know, the world I grew up in didn't have smartphones where you could just contact everybody at any given time. So maybe ghosting is just the effect of, hey, I'm connected to too many people. And I'm not meant to be. And this is the only way I know how to get through it. Alyssa says, it's ego to care so much that someone ghosts you. There isn't anything to learn. It's other person's demons. I don't know. I don't agree with that, Alyssa, at all. Like, where are you coming from with that statement? Like, I don't necessarily disagree that it's ego. Certainly the ego's involved. No argument there. But nothing to, like, a person you're in a relationship for 5 years disappears all of a sudden, and you think there's nothing to be learned from the, like, what I learned from the fucking conversation is that she wasn't over the person she was in love with. And she didn't have the strength or the courage to tell me it. There was tons of shit to learn. And had she told me that, because, and this is what she misread about me, she was so used to shitty fucking childish men who would not be okay with that and treat her pettily because of that, I would have, like, I would have said, hey, listen, dude, we were friends before we started hugging each other. That comes first. I am your friend more than anything. I would have just said, okay, cool, go back and get him. And we don't need to be together. I said, because frankly, I don't know that we were going to be married anyway. We were just kind of seeing if this was the thing. That's what I mean, Alyssa. And maybe I don't know about the situations you're talking about, but yeah, no, I'm not going to buy there isn't anything to learn. And it's the person's demons at work. She didn't have any demons. She was a terrified kid who didn't know how to tell a person that she did love that she loved somebody else more. That's hard. Like, I respect that what I'm saying is easier said than done, but I want to be around people that have the fucking courage to get that done. You know, I want to be around the person who can step to me face to face and have that conversation. That's what I'm saying. Like, this right here is just maddening. Dude, fucking head track the arrows from software. Why is this allowed to miss? Why? That's the type of shit in this game that I'm just like, I can't do this. What the fuck? Why that? Wait, did he just block that? And 42 damage. If I block one of those, it takes half my health meter. Can I get your shield, bro? Can I get that one? Oh, for Christ's sake. Really? Because I was standing too close to the railing? Like, that type of shit in FromSoftware games is maddening. I was standing too close to the railing, so my magic didn't go over it. It still won't, by the way. Look at that. Like, just make the magic go up 2 feet higher. Like, those little design shits, it's like, bruh. And then, granted, that's coming from a guy who spent a lot of hours in this damn game. But still, F off. I love that this guy can block literally everything. I want, all I know is I want your shield and armor. Shield and armor that literally blocks everything and does 12 damage. But I guarantee you, it's a Japanese game, when I get his shield, it won't block shit. I don't understand the philosophy behind these games. They don't make any sense. It's literally just for people who aren't challenged enough in their real lives. I can't think of any other reason why. Where is... Toe says, B, I can't be around people who liked Final Fantasy 12. Sorry, man. Well, you gotta get the fuck out of here then. Because that's one of the only fucking Final Fantasies I like. Shitty ass series. sorry. It's not shitty. I just am not a huge fan. And apparently I like all the ones that everybody hates. Like, I think 7 is grotesquely overrated. 8 wasn't that bad. 9 is god-awful boring. 10 wasn't too shabby. 12 was the best one. 3 was bullshit. 2 was the best leveling system. You know what I mean? Like, it's all of them have different things associated with them, but like, I happen to like all the ones apparently everybody hates. Like, I didn't think 13 was all horrible and all the fucking nerds were screaming. "Ah!" Like, it's a game, bro. Like, just let it ride. It's gonna be all right. He says, I guess I'll make an exception for you since we have a history. Oh, man. I think, what else do I have in my arsenal that I could hit this guy with? That's what I was gonna try to do. Just like like pixel cheat this hoe. Now what, biatch? Side to side so my arrows don't work. So dumb. Like, your controls aren't good enough for this. Like, look how slow this shit is. I guess I could probably speed that up in the menu. That's probably my fault more than the game. Yeah, just little nitpicky things that they could have made better about their game. I think FromSoftware really, like, their next game, I'd love to see them work on the combat and make it 1,000. Like, this game was 10 times less clunky than every Souls game I played, which made it playable. I hope the next one is 100 times less clunky. Like, give the player the ability to move around a little bit better. Stop, like, the pixel perfect shit. I guess if you take that out of the game, it's gonna make the nerds mad, but I don't know. Although I do have an idea. Let's get this fired up. What's up, homie? Now, where'd you go? There you are. What's up, sexy? Come on in here, get this lovin'. Get the lovin' you need. Too far away, but that's okay. He'll get closer. A little closer with air and extra dry. Don't be shy. A little closer. He's coming with that. I knew that was coming. Yeah, do that. I love it. Oh, we're going to have fun with this fight. Get over here, ho. Come get this ass whipping you need. You know you need it, too. Oh, here he comes, Jesus. Oh, you bitch. So that's what I mean. How does he have that little agility? That's as high as you can jump? And you're supposed to be saving the world and becoming the Lord? Jesus jumps higher than that. What you doing, dog? You dancing? The fact that I can't make that jump right there, that is bullshit. That's video game horse, and might I add, shit. I give not one shit about fighting this dude fair, because he's certainly not going to fight me fair. Fuck this whole game. Now you mad because I beat your ass. Now what? You can't do nothing about it. Because I'm using the game's terrain against you. Because you're a bitch. I'm going to be a bitch too. We're going to be two bitches in the sea. That's what they're going to call us. Come on over here, dog. Get this ass whooping you know you need. Come on around the back. Come on around the back. That's where we want you. Come on. Right here is where we need you, baby. Hey, dog. What's up? Come on, baby. Get here. Come on, get around to the loving zone. Did he run the other way? Ooh, he's smart, dude. Good on you, smart guy. You're a smart little cookie. You are not the dumbest boss in this game. You know that? No, sir. Uh-huh. Look at you. Look at you running fast, too, ain't you? Just running fast. Oh, shit. Here he comes with the bullshit. Here comes the winged crest of Talonor. Or whatever they call these stupid-ass moves. I'm not going to bother to... I can hear but not see shit. Where did he go? There he is. All right, what up, homie? You get this loving you need. And gone. Fuck him. And 7,000 experience points for that fight. Fuck you. Right. And I didn't get anything for killing him. And you know what? I bet you he's one of the ones that respawns. Watch this. I probably just went through all that for nothing. Let's double check to see if rat. Alyssa, I don't think we're missing your point. I would suggest to you that you're being slightly, at least in what I'm reading, I may be misreading you. What you're writing, it leans slightly intolerant of people's flaws. And it's more kind of like, you seem to have an all or nothing personality. You're either going to get it fucking right or I'm not going to deal with you. And this is what I was telling you the other night, that some of your frustration is, I think, you set expectations for people that are in some ways unrealistic. Like, you're literally saying, a person who ghosts you, let their ego get in the way. Okay, I accept that. But there's other stuff going on also. That's not just this person having a moment of demon or ego. It's life is really fucking hard, and I think because of the situations you've been in and some of the hurt that you've encountered, it causes you to be slightly intolerant and impatient with that shit because it's a defense mechanism. And that's what I was saying the other night, and it's nuanced. I don't know all the details about what you're saying or what you're going through, obviously. But yeah, like, your very intolerant response to what we're saying, it screams you're emotional about hurt that was done to you, and you're like, no, fuck them, there's nothing to learn. Like, no, dude. Like, when you're no longer angry and hurting from the scars that you currently have, I think you will be able to be slightly more, slightly less. Again, maybe I'm misreading what you're saying, but it screams like, fuck these people. They just need to be dead. Fuck them. You know, like, I don't know, boss. I think you're going to have a hard life if you can't ever let people fuck up around you, is what that your writing seems to signal. Like, when people fuck up around you, it's over. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Nothing to learn from them. Like, where are you getting that from? Like, really? The lesson is self-worth. You are worthy of someone. Like, it just screams, I've been hurt. Fuck these people. Your response is at this particular time. Because anyway, we're going to have to beat that horse to death. So I wouldn't say, and you addressed that at Ryan, so maybe there's a whole other conversation that I'm just inserting myself into. And maybe you weren't talking to me and you guys are talking about something separate, so I want to be respectful of that too. It's not exactly easy to host an in-depth conversation in a text feed. See, Nick says, oh, thank God you haven't played the Final Fantasy MMO. You would hate it. I don't fuck with MMOs, dude. That is a dopamine addiction simulator for a human that is not. Like, I would have to be at the levels of depression I'd have to get to play that shit. And I have chronic depression. That's a reality. But it's, no. Like, I'm depressed, but still not depressed enough to go fucking farm blueberries for 100 hours. Just so I can beat a boss 200 hours later with my friends. Like, I got shit to do. Alyssa says, definitely missing the point, B. Okay. So is what you're responding to has nothing to do with what I said about ghosting people and learning from it? Like, are you suggesting that I had nothing to learn by reaching out to this person who I had a relationship with 5 years? That's the way I'm taking what you're saying. Is there's nothing to learn. They ghosted you because they have ego problems. Fuck them. You need self-worth. You deserve someone better. Agreed. And this is a relationship I've had for 5 years. We're not just gonna like. What is it? What am I missing in what you're trying to say? Help. If I am missing your point, help me land on it, lady. Because what you are intending and the way it's coming across to me are not in the same place. No, Alyssa, I'm not. This isn't an indictment on your character as a human. I'm just talking about this very specific point. I agree that you're a balanced human. I'm saying in this specific conversation, you seem to be being unnecessarily intolerant for what I'm talking about. Were you guys talking about something separate? Where's Clem at? He's supposed to be telling me how to get to the thing. Yep. Oh, God, these fights. This is right here. This is why FromSoftware sucks. These fights. Like, dude, this is just wasting my time waiting for an opening. I want to do something else. You know, that's kind of what I'm getting at. That's kind of the energy I'm in when I'm fighting birds. Like, why? Like, why is this here other than to annoy the player? It's here to annoy the player. Oh, so you put annoying shit in your games because you hate people? No, we're trying to balance tension and joy. Fuck you, dude. Like, I'm already here. Alright, wait for an opening. Oh, I missed. And wait for an opening. And yay, I've killed this bird. So, like, this is where I wish Robert Boyd's design philosophies would come into games, where you've been in a dungeon so long and you've leveled to a point where the game asks you, hey, do you want us to just stop throwing battles? Yeah, because I'm trying to explore to find shit. I don't want to fight right now. Cool, turn it off. Thank you. That's really respectful to the player. Run past the birds. When you get to the dragon, go right up the hill and the thing and the thing and the things. All right. Toe says, I'm convinced they secretly hate us, B. Well, the people that own the companies do. I don't know about the people making the game. You've got your tinfoil hat and everything. I feel you. Oh, Jesus. Why is there not a save point? Like, right? just. Actually, there is. Fuck this game. I'm not doing this shit. I'll just go here and run backwards. The interesting thing about cowards that you're not considering, though, Terry, is that because they're cowards, they're attracted to control. Don't deal with them. You may eventually have to. In ways that you don't like. That dragon. All that, and that's all the damage we did. I don't know. Yep, take the elevator down. Oh, Jesus, we got lightning shooter dudes in here. I hate this game. It's so evil. Lightning shooting ass out of here. And how come when I do that move, it does 12 damage, but it kills me? Leonardo Game says, hey, Bryant, How are you? Oh, what? I think he said, how are you? I can't read. Go outside this tower, says Clem. Word. I'm outside this tower. It's not terrible damage. Wow. I'm supposed to drop to that ledge right down there, maybe? That's too far. God, the platforming controls in this game are not good enough for the amount of platform. Like, FromSoftware, your controls are not good enough for the amount of platforming you require. Like, don't. Although, weirdly, I haven't been terrible at it, even though the controls make it freaking not awesome fun. Woo! Alright, he did. Ooh, he dropped something important. You better give that up, ho. I don't know. Well, I had to leave the spot, Clem. There's stuff trying to kill me, and if I don't deal with it, it'll deal with me. But I'm back. Is this the spot you wanted me to get back to? Hey, I missed this guy. Ooh, Smith and Stone. 7. Cross the bridge. Okay, cross the old... You mean this bridge? Is this what you're calling a bridge? And I know dropping down is the next move. We're just talking about where, right? Okay, I'm looking to the left. I mean, I know that bridge suspended in midair is where the fight is, but how are we getting there? Is this the ledge right here that I'm supposed to fall to? Because that looks like death. That one looks too far. Go towards the tree. Okay, here I am. I'm at the tree. Okay, now Clem is communicating in cryptics. Clem, you're going to have to talk in complete sentences, motherfucker. Alright, I think I see what you want me to see, though. I think I see what you want me to see, though. Hopefully. Like, this, I hate this. The camera will not give me a straight-up 90-degree angle, so I actually don't know how far that, you know, like, how far it juts out. Like, your camera work and controls are not good enough for platforming FromSoftware. What are you doing? It's like Zelda. Why do you have damn platforming in this game where there's no jumping? Oops. Anyway. Enough bitching. Let's go have some fun. At least now we figured out where to go. Yippee-ki-yay, baby. No table dance down here? That's disappointing. Yeah, this level in particular is skimpy on the table dances. Gonna have to talk about that. Clem says grats. Now, good luck with this BS dragon. Clem says, hey, Chambers, I hate you right now. But it's okay. I love you, brother. It's dead center. Wait a minute. Who's that? Oh. I didn't mean to do that. That was an accident. But I guess we're doing it. Booyah. Did Alyssa leave? I thought she was going to help me be better at understanding things. The good news is the game makes you fight 11 dragons, so I know how to fight a dragon. We'll just see what cheap bullshit this dragon pulls out of its ass to try to make it seem like it's harder than it is. And Suba's in the house. When he vanishes, get ready to dodge or die. Okay. Oh, that's the cheap shit he does. Time button mashing. Alright, teach. Go ahead and get our magic back. Let's this going. Actually, that was probably sure. Do I get my horse here? Nope. Alright, teach. Let's go show this brother how it's done. Get it started, Teach. That's the way to set it off. You missed, though. Actually, not targeting him is probably going to be smarter. Alright, one down. Woo! It's pretty heavy damage right there, boy. Jeez. There, we finally got the blood loss going. Finally. Teach, where you at? Get busy. Need some more blood loss on his ass. Whoopsie. There you go, Teach. Good shot. Roger that. Teach, keep doing it, baby. Need you, girl. I need you, baby. Hang in, Teach. Don't die, Teach. We need you. Break contact, Teach. Don't let him do it to you. Why are you squatting, you whore? I'm sprinting. Sprinting should immediately stop crouching. Shitty made game. Alright, so it's another fight where your spirit ashes just run around and do nothing. Because FromSoftware cannot balance a game. I think their games are actually obtuse, maybe because they just can't balance them. Like, if Teach actually just does, oh wow, they start you all the way back up here when you die? That is horseshit. That is absolute unadulterated horseshit. You gotta run through a whole dungeon to get back to his ass. That's old school video game design that I hated. Like this, I don't mind losing because I kind of figured out what I did wrong in that fight, or some of it. But the fact that I just have to spend so much time getting back to the damned fight, like, come on, bro, can you game designers respect the fact that the average age of a gamer is now 35 and not 8, and that 35-year-old's got shit going on? Like, god damn. Yeah, and I like this game is perfectly created to beat people like me who in a game situation I'm just impatient. Like I don't want to do this for 6 hours. I want to get in here and get this shit over with. And it's meant to be way more methodic. Like you gotta work, you gotta think your way through and shit. Like sometimes I just want to drop a nuke in somebody's mouth. Of fucking course. You got the damn move off before I moved. Because everything can hit you from at least 30 yards away in this damn game. Yeah, this is bad. Like, making the player have to do all of this over again and watch a cutscene, like, no, dog. We need to be better than this, FromSoftware. Just put a table dance right here, done, and then the player can go right back to the action. I don't get that. That seems like an oversight more than like they did that intentionally. Can I please skip this time? Yes. Oh, and does Blamlasax have 9 forms? Is he a typical JRPG boss where he's gonna constantly be doing Alright, give it a shot. All right. I do like that they let you get prepared over here before you run into the fight. That's oh, dang it. That's not what I was trying to do. This is some of the complexity that gets annoying at times, too. Damn it, dude. Sometimes I wish this was simpler. What? Alright, bro. Ready to go get him? You don't have Teach? Teach, like, no bullshit. Teach was the hardest fight I've won. Like, I have not fought. Like, even Melania is easier than Teach. She's just, you know, she has moves that can kill you in her second form. If she pulls it off once, you die. So, like, she can get a quick and easy, cheap death on you. But it's not inherently hard. It's just, oh, okay. I didn't get the timed button mash right. Okay, I'll go back and try again. Teach will beat your ass and not give a fuck. Like, Teach is not a game. She's relentless. Like, Teach is probably the hardest boss I've fought in this game. But when that was the one boss where when I did kind of learn what worked for me, that was the one time I actually had fun deducing the solution. A lot of the other bosses haven't been as fun as that one. That when it's like that. But fortunately, most of the bosses are quote-unquote fun, if you will. Dragon Lord, pledge your sex. Kicking ass with a pledge of sex. All right, ball out, ball out, ball out. Here it comes. There you go. Too slow. Too slow, Black. Gotta get faster, baby. Gotta get faster. Gotta get faster. Pussy. And you waste my magic. Actually, keep that up at all times. Stop targeting him. That is actually detrimental in this shit. Alright, ball. Come on, baby. He's dogging. He's dogging. And if he hits me, this will save my life. You ain't winning this one, Doc. Where'd your black ass go? There he is. You missed. Come on, baby. Come on, Mimic Tear. Hang in there, baby. Way to dodge, Mimic Tear. Actually didn't suck for a second there. I'm gonna need to get a, I need to get a mace. I don't think blades are really the way to go on this guy. Hang in there, brother. I know you did your best. Thank you for all of your service to God and country, my man. Showtime. Ah, that was on me. Timing's off. Because everything's about timing in this game. Timed button mashes. Yeah, Suba, I think this may be my only FromSoftware experience. I think I'm just going to enjoy this and savor it and say it was great and probably get off the train. Because I foresee inevitably me and the design philosophy of this game are not going to be on the same page. It's just not going to happen. I'm not the, like, you know what my favorite video game is. And come on, it tells you everything you need to know about me. That not, oh, because nothing. That's why. Nothing. Uh-oh, Froyo run. Get it. Love a good Froyo run. That's right, I gotta dodge a bunch of stupid. I need to figure out the pixel perfect space to do this drop so I can just run and fall off the cliff and not worry about getting hit by party pants over here. Woo! Alright, we'll give this one more shot and then we're gonna get on with our evening and let y'all get on with y'all's. Hopefully we win. We'll see. Yeah, it's kind of disappointing that the latter bosses seem to focus more on the timed QTE shit than the stuff in the beginning of the game. And maybe that was on purpose because they're trying to attract more casual players who won't, like, I'm not necessarily casual, but I won't put up with doing things 100 times just to say I beat it. Like, that's just not my personality. So like, I think they keep some of that out of the game early so that you can get your feet wet and love it enough to get over the parts you hate later. I think that's probably somewhat baked into this to try to make the game more palatable for people who just don't want to invest, you know, copious amounts of their free time repeating the same shit over and over again. Oh, man. Right, so let's definitely stick with Teach on this one. Mimic tier, first of all, ain't damn fast enough. That ain't gonna work. Yeah. Why not? Let's go crazy and try something different. Actually, I'll shoot. Alright, that didn't make me terribly slow. Let's get busy. They teach, maybe don't miss. That did 100 damage. That is comedy. Okay, 900 damage isn't terrible, I guess. Yeah. Dude has a nuke, huh? Can I get one of those? No. I thought the patch fixed the damn camera adjusting. Is that something I need to do in the settings? Because that is crazily maddening. Like, keep the damn camera where I put it. Stop auto-adjusting. Every video game does that. And I heard they took that out of this game, thankfully. But apparently not. Damn it, I saw that coming. That was lazy. Like, that's where these games just get me. Because it's like, I get impatient. And I want this shit to be over. And it's like, nope. Like, most of this game is really just how patient can you be. That's really the difficulties. I want to go do something else. I don't want to keep doing this, but it's going to keep making me doing it. That's where it's like, dude, I'll rush in just because I want it to be over. It's like, no, this is a war of attrition, Doc. Again. All right. Spirit guys down. Back. So the type of weapon didn't make much of a difference. I just wanted to see how much damage I could possibly do in that situation. Ooh, that actually hit him. Nice, that actually gave me that. Okay. That's cheap as shit, dude. Oh, he's got a backhand too that you can't see because it's off screen. Yeah, I'll never understand the fans of this series. It's like you enjoy that. You enjoy being tortured. That's what it is. You have to love. I think to love FromSoftware, there's a part of you that gets joy out of people being bad to you. Probably have a lot of leather at your house. A lot of leather and toys at your house, I imagine. Sorry, I was reading some text here, gang. Looks like you guys are engaged in your own conversation anyway, so that's cool. My lack of participation's probably gone unnoticed. Cool. Oh, crap. I totally missed that. I gotta step away, gang. Let me bid you all a fond adieu here and say thank you for coming out and hanging and having a great conversation. You guys are awesome. We're stronger than I. Love you much. I will see you on the next one.